Hi, welcome to For Flow with Chloe, where tomorrow we are tipping into Taurus season, and not long from now, on the 1st of May, it will be Beltane, the lovely festival of Beltane. I'm going to pull from the Wild Reflect. Next weekend, we have Uranus moving into Gemini as well. I've got 3 cards out already. Just dropped out to say hello. Interesting. Going to take a few more, 3 more. So we've also had that Aries new moon already. Interesting that one's come out therefore. There is a cat crawling around in my passion fruit vine. Not my cat. My cat is over there. Jeff, the other cat, is over there. My nosy neighbour cat. I don't actually know where he lives, but he likes hanging out here, that's for sure. Always trying to move into my house. But sorry, Jeff, it's no can do. You can share the garden, but you can't come into the house. I just want you to see this. I've got a pigeon. Don't know if you can see the pigeon. Off he goes. And I don't know if you can see Jeff over there. You can just maybe see his head poking out of the and then we've got Finn over there. And back to me. Anyway, so the first card out is the Queen of Pentacles. I love this version of the Queen of Pentacles. I love her massive, beautiful sunflower mandala that she's painting. She's grounded, centered, and focused. Big time earth energy. This is cardinal earth, which represents Capricorn, because all our queens are our cardinal sign of their suit. So Pentacles earth, and the cardinal earth is Capricorn. She's got this beautiful wreath of flowers on her head as well, with magic coming off of her. So a really good time to ground in, get centered, find some stability and some focus, some real focus with doing that mandala. You know, it's very creative, but it's very centered, very meditative, very focused, and it's very focused on growth and abundance, with that being a sunflower and with that pentagram in the middle as well, a massive focal point. And we also get the 10 of Cups, so big emotional bliss vibes. Fill all the cups, everybody's happy, everybody's overflowing with this real emotional fulfillment, maximum emotional fulfillment. It's like an emotional wish card in a way, like where you want to get to. So maybe there's a focus about being centered and, you know, sort of celebrating and inviting in this energy of emotional abundance and celebration, but like in this very, that's where I want to go, kind of meditative, future thinking way. And then we have the Death card as well. We've got this big vortex, like a bit of a cyclone, and all these wild horses running free. And the Death card is rebirth as well. In my end is my beginning, and accepting what needs to come to an end and fall away so that we can have that new beginning. We also have the Hierophant, which is our Taurus card, and we are about to tip over into the sign of Taurus tomorrow. It is, I mean, the bull says it all, Taurus, but he's kind of head to head with this buffalo bison. And there's this real patience about it. You know, Taurus can be a bit like the raging bull, the bull in the china shop, quite stubborn at times when it doesn't get its own way, and can be quite headstrong about getting what it wants. It's a fixed sign and stands its ground well. But a really, really well balanced Taurus is incredibly patient and spiritual ascension with the Hierophant in quite a traditional way, like spiritual leadership. And so there might be something about spiritually standing in your power and having patience and standing your ground in a very, with that Queen of Pentacles, meditative kind of centered way. And, you know, understanding and honouring what needs to be released in order to ascend and move forward in this very kind of spiritual way. We also have the World, which is quite Saturnian. Again, it's quite Capricorn associated, and it's a completion. It's like the completion of a cycle, and it's Saturn in a positive way of this, like, I did it, I succeeded, I've mastered this, and I've come as far as I can go with it, and I feel complete. And so we have this kind of emotional fulfillment, completion, this Death card in like the finalization of a cycle ending so that a new one can start, this kind of spiritual leadership and patience, this meditative kind of self-centeredness, and then this big kind of completion. I've done it, you know. It's quite an achievement card, is the World. And then we get the Queen of Cups, which is Cancerian, very Cancerian card, and she is very nurturing. Taurus is a very nurturing sign as well, but Cancers are very kind of emotionally nurturing, very maternal, and very in touch with their intuition and their emotional world. And so this being in tune and at one with our emotional landscape, which again is quite like meditative, and being emotionally centered, emotionally grounded, this sort of serenity. And then we have the Two of Wands, have this gorgeous Aurora Borealis kind of sky and disco ball, disco lights, little bike, like kind of adventuring, but sat under this tree, kind of grounding in this very fiery energy, because our wands are energy of fire. But there's a bit of a, I don't know if it's a sunset or a sunrise as well, but she's sort of staring into it quite wistfully and thinking about where to put her next wand. She's got her one wand and she's like, I've expanded to 2 wands. Where am I going to put this one? So she's like planning a journey, planning where to go next, planning where to put her passion, planning where to put her inspiration, and sort of grow her kingdom. Like, I've mastered this one wand, I'm gonna branch out and put another one here. And it's coming from a strongly rooted place with her being under this tree as well. Then we have the Fool card. It's an Aquarian energy, taking the leap into your future, taking the leap without fear, not really looking before you leap. Just like, I'm off on my journey, I'm off to learn my life lessons. It's all a wonderful adventure. can't wait, bye guys, whoop, hop off the cliff into the unknown. And she's well up for it. Like, there's no fear, no doubt. It's quite rebellious and very carefree. Some might say foolhardy, but it's about being really up for the life lessons along the way as well, so that you can gain your wisdom along the way. Knight of Swords, whoosh, coming right at you on his motorbike, blazing in. He's also got his arrows in his bag there, symbolising the air, like firing arrows through the air. It's swift, it's incoming, it's fast-paced, it's clean, it's clear-cut, it's air. It's just big-time air energy. And the Knight of Swords is Gemini. He's a Gemini knight. And I feel like that is that Gemini moving into Uranus, moving into Gemini energy. We also get another Gemini card, the Lovers, on the 25th, 26th, around then, depending on where you live. I think in the UK it's the 26th, other places it's the 25th. That is when Uranus moves into Gemini, and it's going to be very, very radical, new beginnings, incoming, swift, fast, lots of communication. Uranus rules Aquarius, and it's this real like freedom, rebellious kind of radical energy with it moving into Gemini, which is quick, fast-paced, witty, you know. It likes change, and it's well up for it, and it's a fast moving sign. It's a quick thinker, it's a quick talker as well. I should know I am one. Yeah, and then we get the Lovers as well, which is Gemini energy, because you've got the two, the unity of two. It can obviously signify romance, but it's more about choice. Gemini is about the choice, and it loves the freedom of choice, which is going to be a big energy with this Uranus moving into Gemini. It's going to be like quick change, quick choices, make up your mind quickly to get where you're going, and this need to really keep up the mental pace. So just be careful not to burn out. So you might want to take some tips from that lovely Queen of Pentacles there about keeping yourself centered, maybe a bit from the Queen of Cups here about emotionally centering and regulating yourself and trusting your intuition, because you're going to be having to make fast, potentially quite impulsive decisions. So be making them from your intuition over your logic is what I would urge, because there's going to be so much mental overload with this Uranus going into Gemini energy. Might be like quite prone to mental burnout. Two of Swords, air coming right at you, but she's got very fiery hair, hasn't she? But this is all the energy of now. Very fiery, very air, very forward movement, very direct, and straight to the point. You know, she's trusting her intuition. She's got a blindfold on, and she's so confident about where she's aiming, where she's going, and trusting in herself, and having that confidence in her, and conviction and trust and faith in her intuition, that she just knows, and she's going for it. Undoubtedly, she's firing that arrow, and she's no doubt she's going to hit that target. Then we have the Chariot, another Cancerian card, which is very much about going off on the journey, balancing your energy, keeping your horses pulling in the same direction. So you need to be, you know, managing these two different energies, which is quite Gemini actually, but also Cancer. You've got a very big internal world, and you don't always know what's going on inside there until they suddenly blurt it out after holding it in for a very long time. But they are, as I was saying earlier, very in touch with their internal world, their home, they're inside their crabby shell, their home. And the charioteer takes the home with them wherever they go. So there's going back to this kind of staying emotionally centered and being your own home and having your own security and being ready to go off on this new adventure. The Fool, she's like planning her new adventure here with the Two of Wands. She's setting off on it here. With the Fool, it's going to be fast paced. It's going to be like riding a motorcycle. And there's going to be a lot of like dual energy. Got to find that intuition, trust that you can shoot the shot and go for it. Keep those horses in balance, but also you're taking your home with you, you're taking your security with you, you're off on the road and you're emotionally centered enough to hold that pace, balance those energies, balance your emotion, and be able to, you know, retreat within to this place of security that is very Cancerian as and when, because we don't want to burn out. But you've got to like hold that pace and keep that pace going. So there's going to be a real need for this internal balance, as to not just, you know, burn out and go too hard too fast. I'm going to take one from the Green Witch Oracle. I am planning my Taurus season class, which is going to also be based around Beltane, which is on the 1st of May. There's going to be a lot of Taurian energy, but it's also going to be a Scorpio full moon on Beltane on the 1st of May. So there's a bit of a Scorpio influence to it as well. And Beltane obviously is the celebrating the peak of mid-spring when everything is coming into full bloom. I'm gonna have to whack out the Beltane deck actually. Ooh, okay. We have spring. Ring-a-ding-ding, bring in spring. Rebuilding, awakening and rebirth. And we have these gorgeous tulips and hatching eggs. We have all this sort of dew dropping off of the grass as well, that morning dew. Of like fresh, dewy mornings and that real sense of renewal. We also have hearth. Safety, comfort and spiritual connection, and we certainly have a lot of need to have a secure inner landscape coming up here. So, you know, the hearth is the center of the home, and I was talking about, you know, taking your home with you and being like, you know, you're going to be traveling around on your new journey, but you need to be emotionally centered and trusting your emotional center and acting with confidence in your intuition. We also have buds, new beginnings and expansion, and we definitely have a lot of that on the table with the cards that have come out, with like the Fool card, the 10 of Cups, the World, that big completion. And I'm going to go and grab the Beltane Oracle deck. I'm doing it. So Beltane Oracle, Seasons of the Witch. I've not used this one in a while. I do love this deck. I've got two. Creation. I love this one. The Pregnant Tree. Through darkness I crossed, and still found myself in the presence of life. And that's that real, that a new beginning is happening. You're birthing a new version of you. It's got strong roots. It's emotionally centered. It's grounded, it's got strong roots, it's very real, it's very nurtured, which is that very kind of Cancerian energy. And it's about new beginnings as well. And this, you know, taking the journey, setting off on this brand new journey through life with the new version of you, really honouring yourself and how far you've come, and you know, all of the energy you've put in to getting yourself to where you are now, and really nurturing yourself along the way on this new path of the new you. And that real kind of, I'm just getting this chariot energy again of like, you're on this like brand new fast-paced journey, but you're emotionally secure, emotionally centered, and you're nurturing yourself. You've got your own security with yourself because you're so in touch with your inner landscape that you can successfully and swiftly navigate whatever comes to you in the 3D landscape. Manifestation. Look at that. Shining the heart out, radiating. And it's so interesting that we have this kind of pregnant tree lady, this lady looking out, plotting and planning her kind of new life and where she wants to put her newfound passion. She's got her bike ready to ride off into this beautiful aurora borealis sky and this kind of dreamy future. But it's like she's sat under that tree and it's rooted, it's well grounded, it's stable, and she's sure about it, which is this kind of energy. It's like she's growing birthing her new self under this tree and where she's going, and then shining it out and growing like all these other women in the tree. Manifestation. Sometimes they come as a breeze upon your fingertips. At other times they dwell in the depths of your soul. It is a dance between you and spirit as the magic unfolds. And it's like, I'm just getting like this growth and all these different versions of self. And we've got this beehive as well with like the nectar, the honey, and this real like abundance of like, I've got the honey, and there's like a sweetness and a success, and this real like solar plexus kind of energy of like shining it out from your chest, like proudly, surely, confidently, and like knowing yourself and trusting that you can have this growth and invite in all that you want. So interesting that we have like the pregnant tree and then all these women growing out of this tree. Anyway, and we are obviously coming into an earth sign with us moving into Taurus, which is a very grounded, earthy sign indeed. So a real good point of growth in this nice, strong, rooted, centered path towards planning your ascension, trusting your intuition, finding your center, and setting off on your journey in your secure sense of self, ready to take on all that life has to throw at you on your new adventure as the Fool. One more thing, my latest painting. There we go. So I did a yoga class with a meditation at the end of it for Ostara and for the spring equinox, and I painted this sort of based on the meditation at the end of that yoga class. There's lots of imagery from that meditation. I'm going to do one for hopefully every point on the wheel of the year. So I'm hoping to do one for Beltane as well, and go through the year doing like one little oil painting here for each season. We'll see how far I get with that, but that's my intention, and here's the first one. I thought I'd share it with you. And that is the reading, guys. Thank you for watching for Flow with Chloe. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and look out for that class I'm going to post on the 1st of May. Bye for now. Have a great day.